All right. So we want to welcome you all to our webinar workshop this beautiful Wednesday morning. We appreciate you spending just a small part of your day with us. My name is Brian Griffin, a marketing assistant here at Messer Financial Group. Most of you are already familiar with Messer Financial, but in case you don't know, we are an agent-focused FMO located in beautiful Mint Hill, North Carolina. We started with just 2 agents, and now we are serving thousands of agents across 40 states and still growing. So everyone that is on the line, I'm sure, works very hard. So we do what we try to do. We do what we do really to create options in our lives. So the harder or the smarter we work, the more money we make, then that creates more options in our lives. And that allows us to live the way that we want to. So that's one of life's motivators, options. Today, we're talking with Columbian Life, and they have created an option for us. We're all familiar with their terrific Dignified Choice final expense product, and we're getting more familiar with their Safe Shield Simplified Issue Term product, which is fantastic. But now we have the option of selling these products in person or over the phone with voice signature. So you now have the option as to how you want to engage your prospect. So today we have experts from Columbian Life to walk us through this new procedure. Now, before we get started, I want to go over the housekeeping rules. So we're going to hold all questions until the end of the presentation. If you have a question, type it in the box on the right-hand side of your screen, and we'll address your question at the end of the presentation. So now, without any further delay, our experts, Liza, Mike, Mark, and Jerry.
Good morning, Brian. Good morning, everybody at the Messer Group.
Good morning.
It is an honor and a privilege to be with you this morning. Brian mentioned we're going to take you through our Telesales voice signature process. And just a quick introduction for the CFG team on the line. My name is Liza Chinchosi. I'm the Director of Special Markets. With me, I have Mark Hopper, who is our Director of Marketing Administration. As well, we have two other guests, Jerry Hannenhofer and Mike Oliver. Guys.
Hello, hello.
Good morning, everybody. This is Mark.
I'm just, I've never been called expert before, so I'm pretty happy.
Wonderful. So we'll go ahead and get started. As Brian mentioned, we offer two products, our Dignified Choice Final Expense and our Safe Shield Simplified Issue Term. Both products, very short applications, simplified underwriting, and most importantly, once we receive your application, we turn those around as quickly as possible and get you paid. So during this trying times for everybody, we created our telephone voice signature process. You can complete the voice signature process with both our paper applications as well as our electronic applications that are available for both of our products. You'll complete the e-app or paper application just as you would in a face-to-face meeting, except that you'll read the application and any required forms to the client, then get the recorded verbal authorization instead of signature. So let's start with our e-app. For our e-app, complete all the screens and answer yes to the questions. Was the application completed by phone? Then select the Telesales button. So you could see, for those of you who are familiar with our e-app, we have introduced that additional question in the finish page that is asking you, was this completed by phone? You're going to go ahead and click on yes, and you'll see that the Telesales button will illuminate. Please note that our point of sale decision option is not available, whether it be with e-app or paper applications, for the voice signature process. Reason being, at that point, we wouldn't have the proper signature and authorization from your client to run the underwriting checks that we need, such as MIB and prescription drug database check. Once you click on the Telesales button, the PDF will pop up of the application with all the information that you have entered. Before applying the signatures, scroll through the application and read the conditions relating to the application, the information practices to underwriting your application to your applicant, and if the initial premium is to be drafted immediately, you will also then read the conditional receipt. In addition, please make sure you read any additional disclosure notices or replacement notices. Once you get to the signature part, with the EAP, you're going to type in Telesales for the proposed insured signature. If the owner is someone else, then the proposed insured, you will do exactly the same and type in that signature line, Telesales. Once you get to your portion where you'll have to sign as the agent, you will sign as you normally would. This is the same exact process that you would complete doing a paper application. You will write in the proposed signature of the owner and the insured Telesales, and then you will sign accordingly. Mark, do you want to talk a little bit about the states?
Yeah, excuse me. Excuse me. When you're doing the paper application, you want to or the EAP, you really want to take into account that the city and state of the application is where the client resides. So if you're in North Carolina and you're writing an application in South Carolina, everything related to city and state must be South Carolina related. So it's not where you are, it's where the client resides. And that process is the same for EAP and paper applications. So you just want to make sure that you're mindful of putting in the right city and state information when you're going through the process.
Wonderful. Thanks, Mark. Once you complete that process and you've completed the application, whatever it would be, an EAP or paper app, you will then place a three-way call to our voice signature line. The voice signature number is 607-678-2424. The great thing about this gang is you will never get a busy signal. You won't have to wait in line for the next available representative. This is a 24/7 line that you can call at any time. Once you call in, you will hear a recording that is welcoming you to the voice signature line. In the process of the recording, it's going to ask you to enter your 10-digit cell phone number. Please make sure that when you enter your cell phone number, you do not enter a 1 before your area code. Once you enter that cell phone number, you're going to hear a beep. At that point, you will start the recording and you will go through the script that we have created that you will read to your client and have them respond to you with all the questions. Let me really quick pull up the script for us. Move this over here. So hopefully everybody is looking at our Telesales procedure guide. So this is the guide that we have put together. And then again, it's applicable for both products. And page 2, as you can see, this is just what I just talked about, how the process works, signing and completing all the good information. On page 3, here's where you have the script. This is the script that you will read out loud to your client. Please make sure you read it as is and go through all the sections here. Once you get down to section 8, which is the part of the payer, if the payer is someone else than the proposed insured, then you will have to have that person on the line as well. If that person is not available at the time, no problem. You can call back in again and walk them through the process. Same thing, if the owner is someone else different, then you will read that portion of the script as well and get that authorization that we need. Mark, anything you'd like to add?
I just want to make sure that, as it shows here on the screen, if in the last section here, for each proposed insured child age 15 or older, if the application is being taken in Pennsylvania, or if the child is age 18 in North Carolina, they'll need to be on the phone as well. And if they're not available at that time, you can complete the application with the people that you have on the phone, and then you can place a separate call following the same procedures that Liza outlined for anybody else, whether it's the payer or whether it's the proposed insured child. You can have them on the phone and go through it there, and then we can link it up once we receive all the calls in office. You'll follow the same procedure with the confirmation number, your agent number, all that stuff. So just keep in mind that these people, if they're applicable to the sale, need to be on the phone, or you need to place a separate call to that person and go through the entire script with that person. Liza?
Thanks, Mark. Go back to our presentation here. So once that process is completed, you will press star to end the call. The voice signature line is going to thank you for calling our phone number, and the call will end. At the time that the call ends, you will start getting a series of text messages, much like we're highlighting here on the right-hand side if you're following the presentation. First text message, it's going to give you a confirmation number for your voice signature. And in that same text message, it's going to ask you if you completed an e-app, please text back the policy number that is assigned immediately through our e-app. And if it's a paper app, you're going to text back none. Gang, you have an hour to respond to these text messages that you'll be receiving, because we sweep our system every hour and a half to make sure that we collect these voice signatures and get your applications processed as quickly as possible. So please make sure that you respond immediately once you start receiving these text messages. So after you respond to the first text message, it's then going to send you another message asking you to please enter your agent number. This is your CFG agent number. You'll type your CFG agent number and send it back via text message. Once you do that, you're going to get two additional text messages, one asking you for the last name of the applicant, and then another one asking you for the first name of the applicant. Reason being, we use all this information in the back end to tie that voice signature to your application. So it is very important that you do respond back. And the other thing, please be mindful of autocorrect. Autocorrect is a great tool. I think we've all been there where we sent the message and it changed it for us and it quite didn't say what we wanted to say. So we've seen some of that. It's okay. We still find the application and the voice signature, no problem. But just this is just a quick tip to help you and help us process your business a lot quicker. Once you're done with this process, the last step is our disclosure packets. We've created disclosure packets for our voice signature process, which is available, and Mark will walk you through where all this information is available. But we ask that you send this to your client within 3 days of the sale. You can email it to them or you can put it in the mail. These disclosure packets are state specific, so please make sure you download or have the correct one for the state that your client resides in. We don't need the information back, but again, we do ask that you send this to your client. Now, Mark, I'm going to switch over so we can show them where they can find this information, as well as our training videos that we have about this.
Okay, thank you, Liza. So this is on the screen, if you're following the WebEx on the screen here. This is our CFG web page. So you'd go to cfglife.com, and under the Producers tab, we have a couple of options here. The first thing you'll go to is Training. And under the Training section, I'm going to highlight under the first section, General, the third one down says Instant Application Upload Training Video. That is a process, and it's a brain shark video that walks you through step by step how to upload documents securely from your phone, from your computer. And it's very self-explanatory, just takes you through it step by step, so you can submit these applications, even paper applications, through that upload process. The next thing I want to point out is under the Dignified Choice Final Expense, the last one on the list is our Telesales with Voice Signature Brain Chart video. It's about 3.5 minutes long, gives you a refresher on everything that we've talked about today, but also want to point out that Telesales with Voice Signature is not available in New York. So if you're going to be writing in New York, there's a different process there. And then right under Safe Shield Simplified Issue Term, there is the Telesales with Voice Signature video that you can watch. This is where you find that information. Also under the Producers tab, the first one we have is Resources. And when you click on that, then you go to a la carte forms. And this is where you'll find the information. Now we have it, the first thing it's going to ask is, what are you writing? Final expense, simplified issue. So we'll click on final expense. And then you can choose the state. As Liza mentioned, it was state specific. So we're going to just choose Alabama since it's first on the list, and just hit next. And then when you do, you're going to get all final expense related forms for Alabama. In the title section, you'll just start typing in Telesales, and you're going to come up here with the Telesale Procedure Guide. And the Telesale Procedure Guide is different in some states, Florida, South Dakota, a couple other states. So make sure that you're using the correct Telesale Procedure Guide where the script is located. You would just click on Telesale Procedure Guide and it'll pull it up for you, and you can print it, you can download it, you can save it as a PDF. The next one shown there is the Final Expense Disclosure Packet. And that's what Liza was mentioning, that you need to get back to the potential policy owner within 3 days after writing the application. You can click on this and it'll open up the disclosure packet, and all forms that would be applicable to the sale are in there. If you need to send all of them, go ahead, but feel free to pull out the ones that you don't need and then just send that to the applicant. Keep in mind that you can email this, you can fax it, you can print it out and mail it to them. This process just needs to be done within 3 days after the sale. So those are the ways that you get to the forms that you may need for various, for the sales process. And I'll turn it back over to Liza now to complete everything. So.
Thanks, Mark. So, gang, this is our fourth, we're starting our fourth full week of our telesales process, and I got to tell you, it has been extremely well received by our field force, and partly because it was created by agents. I know we've covered a lot here today. Just want to mention we do have our sales support team that is there to assist you with any questions you may have on the product or the process or the telesales. The sales support line is 800-423-9765, and their extension is *7582. Also, as a reminder, we have our underwriting team that is available from 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there to help you before, during, or after the sale, and their extension is *5904. A couple of other tips that I'll share with you that we've seen thus far from the sales that we've had through our telesales process. Again, please be mindful of autocorrect. Please make sure you know how to place a three-way call prior to getting your client on the phone. We've learned that not all cell phone plans have three-way available. You have to make sure you do have that option available, and if you don't, contact your carrier to get that on your plan so you can make these three-way calls. As Mark mentioned earlier, be mindful of the state that your client resides on. That is the signing state, not the state that you are located in. If you are writing business in a different state than you normally would, please make sure that we have all your licenses up to date in our system. You can email our licensing department or give us a call and we'll get that taken care of for you. Mark, and that extension for licensing is?
Oh, excuse me. I'll pull that information up for the extension for licensing, but I just wanted to make sure that, like Liza said, if you're writing in South Carolina but you're not yet appointed with us, go ahead and get us that information. And the email for licensing group, if you're going to email them, is Z, as in zebra, BGM _ licensing. And Liza, if you want to go ahead with anything else, I'll get that number and extension pulled up here in just a second.
Thanks, Mark. If you are completing paper apps, please make sure you write the reference number that we text back to you, whether it be on the special remarks section of the application or at the very top of the first page of the application. It just makes it easier for us, so please make sure you do that. And that really is all we had for you guys today. Jerry or Mike or Mark, anything else you'd like to add?
No,
this is Mike. Excuse me, Jerry. I just want to, the only thing we've seen in the field is everything is when you're reading that disclosure notice over the phone, you're asking the questions. Please make sure that you read it verbatim. Don't ad-lib it, because we've had a few agents that's had to re-record some of those calls because they did not read that notice verbatim. So that's just a pointer for you.
Okay, and didn't have that number handy, but the extension for the licensing group, you dial the same number, 800-423-9765, and then just hit star 5927.
All right, Liza, this is Brian. Thank you so much for that presentation. I appreciate it. Lots of great information, and we're going to make sure that this is available, the information that you presented and some of the handouts that are actually in the forms section. We'll make sure that we get that out to the attendees. Now, we do have a few questions here, if you guys don't mind answering a few questions for us. The first question is, can you write a client if you are not appointed in the state they reside in, but they are visiting your state?
No, you cannot.
Yeah, your license, you need to be licensed in the state that the client resides in. And if you are, we can appoint you in just a matter of minutes. So if you have the license, just get the information to us. We'll look it up and get you appointed right away. But you do need to be licensed in the state that the client resides in.
Awesome.
And that's for telesales only, is that correct? Because I mean, if someone's visiting and you see them face to face, then that's a whole different ball. You know, you just need to make a note that they were in whatever state, North Carolina or whatever, when you took the app. But as far as the telesales, you would have to be licensed in whatever state they reside in.
Okay, awesome. The next question, John asks, where can agents get your FE rates?
That's a great question. Let me pull it up and we'll walk through the process. So we're going to go back to our CFG site, and we have a number of options available to download our quoting software. So we're going to go under resources again, illustration, calculators, and quotes. You're going to click on final expense and or Space Shield, depending which product you want. You're going to click there, and then here's your options that you have. We have a true what we call type of illustration software program, which is the first one that you see here. And I'll walk you through the steps on how to download it. And then we also have our risk qualifier premium calculator, which is available for your desktop, and it is also available for your mobile devices, whether it be your tablets or your phones. So to download that for your mobile devices, you're going to go to your respective store, whether it be the App Store or the Google Play Store. You're going to type in CFG final expense. You should see it there. Once you download it, it's going to ask you for a one-time use password. That password is CFGFE, all lowercase letters. And again, the instructions are all here. Same thing with our Safe Shield product. You're going to search in your app store for the name of the product, which is Safe Shield. Once you download it, the one-time use password for that one is CFGSIT.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. And another, just a few more questions here. The next question is, do you have to submit business before you have access to the back office for quoting?
No, you do not. You can download all of our software immediately. And again, we also have the traditional rate book and EFT tables out there. So no, you do not have to be appointed before being able to download any of our software.
Awesome. And so next question is, do we have to forward disclosure information via email, even though we read it to the client?
You do. The disclosure paperwork is just the same as you were in a face-to-face sale. So normally, if you were in front of the client, you would leave the conditional receipt, the replacement form. So it is really the exact same process, but given the circumstances, you're either just going to email it or put it in the mail for them.
Okay, and the next question, I think you covered this. How long is the decision process?
The decision process is very quick. We turn our applications around in 24 hours or less.
Wow.
Now, if you are meeting with the client, if it's a face-to-face meeting and you are using our point of sale decision engine, which you will find again on the risk qualifier or through our e-apps, you will get a decision in less than 32 seconds once you complete the application.
But via voice signature, it can be 24 hours.
Correct.
Okay, great. And the last question here, is there anything additional I need to do to sell Safe Shield?
I'm not sure I understand. Is the agent already appointed?
Right, I think that's what they're asking. If they're already appointed, is Safe Shield, will they be able to sell Safe Shield also, or is there anything additional they need to do to be able to sell it?
Oh, absolutely. No, both products are available.
Okay, great. Great. Liza, thank you so much. I appreciate you going through the process and answering the questions. And all of you, thank you so much for taking the time to go through this. And in closing, is there anything that you want to share with the attendees, any of you, that you want to leave as a closing message?
And again, I just want to thank. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just going to say, this is Jerry, and I was just going to say, I've been a salesman all my life. And when they say to you, these apps are going to get approved quickly, they're not kidding you. I've done seminars in the afternoon in some cities, and agents sent their apps in the morning, and they said to me, "Oh, we already got it approved." By the time the afternoon session came around, so they're not kidding you about that. It is incredible, and it's the thing we're probably most famous for. That's all I had, Liza. I'm sorry.
Thanks, there. No, I just, Brian, again, I want to thank you, everyone at the Messer Group, and all of you who took the time to listen to us this morning. We really appreciate it. We look forward to the opportunity to earn in your business. And again, if you have any questions after this, please feel free to contact any of us and our sales support team at extension *7582. With that, I just want to wish everybody a great Wednesday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you again.
Awesome. Thank you so much once again to all of you. Liza, Mike, Mark, Jerry, thank you for taking time out of your day to go through this information. I know that this is a tool that a lot of our agents are excited about, especially with everything that's going on right now. And to be able to write this product now over the phone with voice signature, which is even better, I know a lot of us are very excited about it. So I thank you for presenting this to us and bringing some clarity to the product or to the procedure. Once again, I want to thank everyone for taking time out of your day. Hopefully, you did learn something that you're going to be able to add to your business that's going to enhance it. If you are not contracted with Columbian Life, you want to make sure that you do that. So if you're with Messer, you're going to go into your Sure LC online contracting portal, and you're just going to request Columbian Life. So make sure that you do that. If you have any questions or have any issues doing that, please contact our producer support department at producersupport@messerfinancial.com, or you can contact them at 866-568-9649, extension 7813. So all of you, once again, thank you for joining us. We'll be having webinar workshops scheduled throughout the year with valuable information like you just heard. And we wish all of you to be very safe, take care of yourselves and everyone around you. Have a great day.